Hello, good day. Welcome once again to another episode of Kwentuhan Sessions wherein pagkukwentuhan natin ang mga cases penned by our board chair, Justice Mario V. Lopez in preparation for the 2024 bar exam. Okay, for this episode, we'll be discussing Commissioner of Internal Revenue as petitioner versus Felix Mining Corporation as respondent, GR number 230016, November 23, 2020. Okay? So, this is a tax case. Yes po, ito po yung pinapavorite nyo na subject. Tax case. Ito rin ay ang favorite ko dahil syempre ito yung trabaho ko. Okay? So, let us now start with the facts. Felix Mining is a domestic corporation engaged in the mining business, such as exploration and operation of mining properties and the commercial production, marketing, and ito yung pinaka-importante, and exportation of mineral products. Okay, so tandaan, meron siyang exportation. It is a VAT-registered taxpayer with duly approved application for zero rate effective April 12, 1998. During the second and third quarters of 2010, Felix Mining sold and shipped mineral products to Pan Pacific Copper Corporated Limited, Louis Dreyfus Commodities Metals Swiss SA, and Herayus Limited. Okay? So, yun nga, tandaan na si Felix ay nag-e-export. So, yung mga binanggit ko mga companies, yun yung pinag-e-exportan niya. Okay? Dahil nag-e-export siya, meron siyang zero-rated sales. At dahil doon, on February 13, 2012, Felix Mining filed its amended quarterly VAT returns for the second and third quarters to reflect excess input tax from its zero-rated sales. On June 7, 2012 and June 22, 2012, it filed claims for refund for 45 million and 51 million with the Department of Finance One-Stop Shop Center and attach its claimant information sheet number 62442 and 22002. The letters dated May 4, 2012. So, in short, nag-file sila ng kanilang refund claim. Okay? Thereafter, Felix Mining filed two separate petitions for review before the CTA division on October 9 and October 25. So, ang ruling ng CTA on March 31, 2015 on this two separate petition for the refund of unused input VAT. Okay, the CTA division partly granted Felix Mining's petitions. It held that Felix Mining timely filed its administrative and judicial claims for refund within the period prescribed under Section 112 A and C of the 1997 National Internal Revenue Code, and that it attached the claimant information sheet that required documents to support its claim. The CTA division examined the pieces of documentary evidence submitted by Felix and evaluated the report of the ICPA. Okay? And concluded that Felix Mining sufficiently proved its entitlement to refund for its unutilized input VAT of 51 million. Okay? So, grinant ni CTA, in short, grinant ni CTA yung kanilang refund, okay, pero for the amount of 51.7 million only. Okay? So, yun. So, aggrieved, siyempre si CIR ayaw niya nang nagre-refund kasi mawawalan siya ng koleksyon or pakukuha yun sa koleksyon niya. So, the CIR moved reconsideration alleging the judicial claim for refund was premature. Okay? And then, ang isa pang contention ni CIR din dito, Felix Mining failed to comply with the accounting requirements, specifically the keeping of subsidiary sales journal and subsidiary purchase journal, and the filing of monthly VAT declaration. Okay? So, hindi daw, premature daw yung filing ng tax refund, and yung hindi daw nag-comply si Felix dun sa keeping of the books of accounts, which is the subsidiary sales journal, purchase journal, and the filing of VAT declaration. Okay? So, nag-decide yung CTA division and denied the CIR's motion for reconsideration. Okay? The CTA division reiterated that the judicial claim was timely filed and the Felix Mining submitted complete documents to support its claim. Okay? So yeah, discontented, the CIR appealed to the CTA and bank reiterating the same arguments raised in the motion for reconsideration with the CTA division. Siyempre kasi yeah, pinapakita na sa iyo kung paano inaapela yung mga cases na ganito, tax cases. Okay? On October 19, 2016, the CTA and bank again affirmed the CTA division findings and conclusion. Okay? Yun. So, ngayon, dahil talo siya sa CTA division and NBank, umakyat na siya sa Supreme Court. The CIR through the Office of the Solicitor General filed the instant position raising the issue that the findings of the CTA and bank tax declarations and subsidiary journals form part of the requirements of the law for the grant of tax credit or refund. It is the obligation of the respondent to prove compliance thereto. So, ang pinaka-issue dito sa case na to is whether or not na-comply ba ni Felix Mining yung mga requirements for the proper claim of refund. Sinasabi kasi ulit dito ni BIR or ni CIR, ni Commissioner, na hindi nga daw na kapag hindi maayos yung books of accounts ni Felix Mining. Plus, hindi pa daw siya nagpa-file ng VAT return. Okay? So, yun yung issue doon. Kung part nga ba, okay, ng requirement for refund of unutilized input tax, okay, yung pag-keep or yung maintenance ng books of accounts, okay, and yung filing ng VAT returns, okay? So, yun yung pinaka-contention ni BIR, okay? Pero before that, sidebar muna tayo just for your appreciation of this case. Again, paano nga ba nagkakaroon ng VAT refund claims, okay? Madalas yung mga VAT refund claims na yan, it is a refund on the unutilized input taxes, okay? Saan po muna nanggagaling yung mga input taxes na yan? That comes from your VAT suppliers. Kasi 'di ba, kapag bumibili tayo dito domestically, yung isang company bumili, isang VAT registered company, si buyer, bumili siya sa mga VAT registered suppliers. Yung price nila may nakapatong na VAT na 12%. Ayun. Ideally, yung 12% na ipinatong doon, okay, sa kanila, sa buyer, si buyer magagamit niya yun as input tax, pangbawas naman dun sa output tax niya on his sales. So, 12% minus 12%, di ba? So, magagamit yun, na-utilize. However, if you are engaged into a zero-rated transaction, like just like this, in this case, exportation, which is one of the zero-rated transaction, hindi mo magagamit yung whole or yung portion ng input tax na yan kasi wala kang pagbabanggaan. Kasi yung transaction, 0% output. Pero yung meron kang may pinasa sa'yo na 12% input. So, saan mo gagamitin yun? You have no choice or wala kang no choice na i-refund yun. Kaya nagkakaroon ng refund cases, VAT refund cases on those unutilized input taxes. So I hope you appreciate this side comment. Okay, now let's go to the ruling. Okay, so sabi ng court, okay, no, the CIR is not correct. Okay, mali si CIR. Mali niyang ini-impose yung kagustuhan niya na yung sinasabi niya na kasama sa requirements yung keeping and preserving and maintaining the subsidiary sales and purchase journals. Okay? So, yun. The language used in the section 110 of the NIRC is plain, clear, and ambiguous. To be creditable, the input taxes must be evidenced by validly issued invoices and or official receipts containing the information enumerated in sections 113 and 237. So, yun yung ano yung mga kailangan na uh, information na nakalagay sa resibo, sa sales invoice or sa official receipts. So, just to give you a note, yun yung name of the payee, okay, or yung company name, yung TIN number, dapat nandun, yung registered address nandun, yung business style, kasama din yun, nandun din siya. And then, yung VAT VAT breakdown, okay? Tapos dapat dun sa VAT breakdown, meron kasi yun vatable sales, zero-rated sales, exempted sales, and then yung VAT amount, okay? Dapat nakalagay dun, kapag zero-rated yan, dapat nakalagay siya sa yung amount na zero-rated sales, nandun nakalagay sa zero-rated na portion, okay? Kung hindi man, merong stamp dapat na zero-rated yung sales, okay? So, yun, yung invoice or yung official receipts. Okay? Going back, the law does not require that subsidiary journals where the sales and purchases and the output taxes and corresponding input taxes were recorded are also kept. So, hindi daw yung batas mismo nagsabi. Okay, minsan kasi si BIR, medyo may pagkahigpit lang. Okay, mahigpitan lang yung sinturon. Eh, kung ano-anong requirements yung minsan yung ginagawa para lang hindi nila ma-issue yung refund. Okay, so ito, sila lang yung nag-i-impose. Wala naman daw sa batas na kailangan merong preservation ng subsidiary sales and purchase journal. Okay? Indeed, the courts may not, in the guise of interpretation, enlarge the scope of a statute and include therein situations not provided nor intended by the lawmakers. To do so would be to violate the language of the law and invade the legislative sphere. Okay? Ito na yung pag nasa political law na kayo, di ba? Ito na yung separation of branches of the government, di ba? So, siyempre hindi na although merong administrative issuances na puwedeng i-issue si BIR, hindi puwede niyang i-enlarge yung sinasabi or yung binigay na batas coming from the Congress, okay? Ang sabi ng Congress, ito lang yung requirements. Bawal mo ng dagdagan BIR. You are only to fill up the details. Ayan, ano ko lang kasi kaka-review ko lang ng political law kaya ayan naisingit ko lang, okay? In all, Philex Mining's failure to maintain subsidiary sales and purchase journal or to file the VAT declaration should not result in the outright denial of its claim for refund or credit of unutilized input VAT attributable to zero-rated sales. Okay, so yun, klaro. Okay, hindi dapat maging issue yung hindi niya pag-maintain ng subsidiary sales and purchase journal and filing of monthly VAT declaration. Okay, pero for sure naman fa-file yan ng VAT taxes. Okay, these are not part of the requirements for Felix to be entitled thereto. So, klarong-klaro, parang recto. Section 112A of the tax code is very clear. No construction or interpretation is needed. Okay? Hindi yung construction na nagbibuild po tayo. Construction of the letter of the law. Kasi di ba sa ating statutory construction, you only apply statutory construction when the letters of the law is ambiguous. Pero otherwise, the letter of the law prevails. Verba legis. Okay, nagre-review po talaga ng political law dito. Okay? The court may not construe statute that is free from doubt. Neither can we impose conditions or limitation when none is provided for. While tax refunds are in the nature of tax exemptions and are construed strictly semi juris against the taxpayer or strictly should be complied by the taxpayer, tax statute shall be construed strictly against the tax authority and liberally in favor of the taxpayer. Again, tax statute shall be construed strictly against the taxing authority and liberally in favor of the taxpayer. Napatwang twister tayo doon. For taxes, being burdens are not to be presumed beyond what the statute expressly and clearly declares. Verily, the CTA did not err in ruling that absence of subsidiary sales journal, subsidiary purchase journal, and monthly VAT declaration is not sufficient to deprive Felix Mining of its right to refund. Ayan, to deprive Felix Mining of its right to refund. Okay? So, yun. In all, sinasabi dito ng court na ano, ang doctrinal dito when it comes to um, tax refund, VAT refund cases is that hindi kasama yung mga maintaining of the books of accounts and filing of VAT declaration, hindi kasama yun sa requirements para mabigyan ka ng VAT refund, okay? Your only requirements is under Section 110, Section 113, and 237. And nothing under those sections in the NIRC na nagsasabi na kailangan yung keeping of books of accounts and filing of VAT declarations. Okay? So, yun yung klinaro ni CIR. Okay? So, actually, doon na nagtatapos yung kaso. Well, yun na yung pinakakaso. Okay? Pero although may mga binanggit pang comparison si Justice Mario V. Lopez for our understanding lang din. Kinompare niya kasi yung case na to dun sa other cases involving VAT refund case. Okay? So, pero tapos na yung kaso, okay? Ito lang, other doctrines na maaring makatulong din sa atin. Okay? Dito, dinistinguish niya yung case na to na wherein grinant niya yung VAT refund against other cases na hindi na-grant yung VAT refund cases. Okay? JMVL compared this case to a list of cases how it differed from each other. Okay? So, extended version lang to. In Western Mindanao Corp, the CTA denied the taxpayer's claim for a refund because the taxpayer's official receipt does not contain the word zero rated. Okay? In sustaining the CTA, we ruled that the failure to print the phrase zero rated on the VAT official receipt was fatal to the claim for refund of input VAT on zero rated sales. Okay? So, yun yung sasabi ko kanina. Doon sa, kailangan na nakalagay doon sa resibo, whether in sales invoice or official receipt, kailangan naka-indicate na zero rated yung sales. Either ilalagay mo siya doon sa portion ng breakdown sa resibo ng kung makikita kayo ng ng resibo, kahit anong resibo galing sa grocery, may makikita kayo doon, may breakdown na vatable sales, exempted sales, zero rated sales. So, dapat nakalagay doon. Otherwise, pwede mo naman din i-stamp na zero rated siya. Okay, basta nakalagay zero rated doon sa invoice or official receipt para maka-claim. Okay? O isa sa mga requirements para maka-claim ng VAT refund. Okay? In another case, in Bonifacio Water Corp versus Commissioner of Internal Revenue, the taxpayer indicated in its official receipt a name not approved by the Securities Exchange Commission. The court ruled that the absence of the official receipt issued in a name approved by and authorized by the SEC was tantamount to non-compliance with the substantiation requirements under the law. Thus, from the foregoing, it is clear that the petitioner must show satisfaction of all documentary and evidentiary requirements before an administrative claim for refund or tax credit will be granted. Perforce, the taxpayer claiming the refund must comply with the invoicing and accounting requirements mandated by the tax code as well as the revenue regulations implementing them. So ito ang naging issue naman yung pangalan. Okay? So yung nilagay na pangalan siguro nag-change name siya. So habang ina-approve pa ni SEC yung change name niya, ginamit niya na dun sa resibo. Okay? And sabi ng court is dapat hindi niya ginamit yung yung hindi pala approve ng SEC. Okay, doon pa lang siya dun sa dati niyang pangalan. Okay? Kaya dininay yung VAT refund. Okay? In Citel Fields Corp versus CIR, the invoices and official receipt issued by the taxpayer claimant were not imprinted with its TIN. Okay? Followed by the word VAT. Okay? We ruled that the invoices and official receipt cannot be considered VAT invoices or official receipt that would give rise to any creditable input VAT in favor of Citel. Okay? So, ayan. So, yung resibo daw ni Citel Philippines is wala daw nakalagay na VAT TIN. Kasi dun ngayon sa mga resibo ngayon, kung makita niyo yung mga heading nila, company name, tapos TIN number. Pero yung TIN number na yun, meron nakalagay na prefix kung VAT ba or non-VAT. Okay? Dito sa case na 'to, wala nakalagay kung whether VAT or non-VAT siya. Nakalagay lang, TIN lang. Okay? So, dinisallow ng court kasi hindi nakalagay kung si Citel Philippines ba ay VAT or non-VAT. Wala yung prefix na yun. So, kaya dininay. Okay? In the foregoing cases, the issue was limited to non-compliance with the invoicing requirements. So, again, I have mentioned before what needs to be included in the invoices and official receipt for you to claim the VAT refund cases. Okay, the court statements that the accounting requirements must be complied with in addition to the invoicing requirements to entitle the claimant for refund or credit is as best merely an obiter dictum that is not binding as precedent. Okay? What is an obiter dictum? Magkasama ng remedial law to. An obiter dictum is an opinion expressed by a court upon some question of law which is not necessary to the decision of the case before it. So, opinion lang yan, okay, ni court. Okay? Pero hindi siya kasama talaga sa ratio decidendi. Hindi siya vital sa pag-decide. Okay? Doon siguro naguluhan yung ating mga justices doon naguluhan, sorry, yung CIR doon. Okay? Na treat nila yung obiter dictum as part of the decision of the case. Okay? Na kasama na siya sa jurisprudence, which is not. Okay? As we have learned in remedial law. So, ayan, napaka-rich netong case na to. We not only delved into tax, which is, again, to recap, okay, in this case, it is clarified by Justice Mario V. Lopez that compliance to the keeping of books of accounts and filing of VAT returns is not a requirement for the claim of VAT refund. Okay, that's not our claim for us, not our requirement for VAT refund. Yun yung pinaka-doctrinal dito. Okay, also ang kinakailangan lang talaga is yung invoicing requirement and of course yung filing mo ng claim sa administrative and claim mo kay BIR and then yung further claim mo kay CTA. Siyempre, kailangan timely filed yun. Okay? So, yun. Tapos, napunta pa tayo sa StatCon, napunta pa tayo sa political law, and napunta pa tayo sa remedial law. So, madami tayong natutunan sa case na to. And I hope naintindihan at napalinaw po natin mula sa kwentuhan natin ito ang kaso ng CIR versus Felix Mining. So, again, maraming salamat po for the continued support and subscription. Kung hindi pa kayo nakakapag-subscribe, subscribe na po kayo. At if this is your first episode, we have other episodes in the channel that you can listen to. Okay? So, audio lang naman yan. So, you could just listen to it and no need to watch. Okay? So, yan. Happy aral and good day to all of us.